As most of you know, I was in Florida for quite a bit, almost 2 weeks. It was fantastic. Highly recommend it. It was great. It was an awesome vacation. Had a great time and have a few short stories to share if you guys care. There's a lot to tell, so I'm going to split this up. Today, we're going to focus on Miami and the Everglades, which were fantastic. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
So, I kind of messed up there. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I'm not doing things in my regular computer. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, I was in Florida for a really long time. And I gotta say, I loved it. It was great. Fantastic. Expensive as hell. But, you know, what can you do? It was always planned. It was always budgeted. I was always planning on going. I wasn't going to miss that out because, you know, it's Florida and I needed a vacation. Anyway, before we get into everything, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario SDW and at Super Dario World, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. Big note here, since I'm already talking about this stuff, I will be loading pictures of what I'm talking about on my Instagram eventually, so if you want to check that out, like today I'm talking about Miami, and I'm going to be talking about the Everglades, so I'll be loading pictures of that probably today or tomorrow. I don't know. I really suck at the social media part of all this job, mainly because I don't like it, but anyway. What can you do? Comes with the territory, right? It's not like I can just completely ignore it. I mean, I guess I can, but I probably shouldn't. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be loading pictures of all that stuff there because I was going through I was going through everything, and I was like, damn, we did a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, most of the time, I did not have my camera, the nice one that I have, because I took it with me, but it starts raining from nowhere, and so it's like, you know what, maybe I won't risk my camera, but fun times, and let's get into it. Let's get into Miami, which honestly, Miami was a bit of a letdown. So let me just switch this up here to this one. So there you go. You can see it. Miami, as you can see, beautiful, freaking beautiful. The beach is it's phenomenal. The weather was great. I particularly like the weather. You know, it's humid, it's hot. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates that part. But for me, I loved it because I did not have to deal with allergies a single time. Like, not once. I have a lot of allergies. I deal with a lot of allergies here in California. Didn't have a single problem in Florida. I think. And I didn't have a single problem in Cabo either. I usually take an allergy pill a day or something. I have to use like Flonase. There, I did not have to use anything. In fact, right now you can probably hear it in my voice. I sound like a little stuffy. I don't know what the hell plants we have here in California, but I'm allergic to them. The plants that we have over there, we don't. Or it's the humidity. I don't know. So I felt great. I felt fantastic. I slept like a baby. So I'm seriously considering moving to some place tropical because clearly it's where my body wants to be. Anyway, also I have this hat now, and I gotta keep using it. It's a perfect excuse to keep using this ridiculous hat. Anyway, so Miami, kind of a letdown. Like, as you can see, it's beautiful. The beach, beautiful, fantastic. Look at that sand. Look at that sunshine. Look at that green. But the city seems to be in sort of kind of decay. Now, you think of Miami Beach, you think like parties and stuff like that. We did not really party at all in Miami. The next picture. First off, weather over there is weird because all of a sudden it starts just, you just get a monsoon out of nowhere. Like, we were at the beach, all of a sudden starts coming down on us, and that's when I decided, you know what, maybe I'll just keep my camera in the room because I can't trust it if it starts, a monsoon starts for 5 minutes and then it's done. I wasn't gonna risk it, and so I just stuck to my phone. Anyway, so the weather was not the issue because apparently this is normal. Everybody in Florida is like, oh yeah, it'll stop in 5 minutes. We're like, really? Because it's really coming down. It'll stop in 5 minutes. Believe us. Anyway, so we went to Little Havana, and as you can see in Little Havana, it was empty. Like, mostly empty. Everywhere we went, the city was mostly empty. We tried to find bars and stuff, that looked like it's like a party scene. It was mostly empty. There was a ton. I mean, there's people sitting outside and eating in restaurants, but no real like party scene to say. Like, you can see right now in the video that I'm putting up. There's some people in the streets. There's some people sitting down, but nobody really has that party vibe. It was weird. We expected something completely different, and I started doing some research, and I also noticed there's a lot of businesses that closed up. Like, there was a lot of, for lease, for rent, and for, businesses that just closed. And I started looking it up, and apparently it's probably because of the mask regulations. if literally in Miami you have to do mask regulations and right next door you don't have to, a lot of businesses left. Also, there was a murder in the area, so they just sent like every single police officer, they sent them to Miami Beach, and so there was a lot of police their presence. I don't know, but still, that's never really stopped partying before. Well, I live in San Diego. In PB, there's always a bunch of cops, but there's always stuff to do, and Miami Beach is known for being a party town. But there's a lot of parties there, and I even bought a shirt. It's probably my favorite shirt I've ever bought in my entire life, because it's as you can see, for those of you who can't see, well, it's a tank top for starters, because Florida, and it's imagine the logo, like the city backgrounds of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but it says Miami Beach with the Grand Theft Auto, typo, is that how you call it? Anyway, the Grand Theft Auto letters, and then Party City, like the way that Vice City. I loved it. I saw it immediately. I was like, I have to buy that. I need it. I need it in my life. Anyway, so we enjoyed ourselves. We had time. We had a good time. In the end, it was probably a good thing that it was kind of chill overall, because we actually got to rest, and the second part of our trip was actually pretty exhausting. So it ended up working out. I was just really surprised, because we were expecting like a big party scene, and we just didn't get it. It was really weird. It was kind of sad. It's sad because you hear these things from these places, and you're there and you're like, wow, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Look at all these empty businesses. Look at all like peace people just not living their lives or having fun. Anyway, we were some of them, but whatever. Moving on. Let's go on to the part that I enjoyed the most about Miami, or the area, and that's the Everglades. So the Everglades, for those of you who don't know, it's a national park in Florida. We went specifically to the Everglades Holiday National Park, and I was beyond freaking excited, because there you can see some freaking gators, and I wanted to see freaking gators. And for those of you who don't know, I like reptiles. I like dinosaurs, and the crocodiles are the closest thing to a dinosaur you can have now. You can see in the logo of my podcast is my Nile monitor. I like reptiles. If I could have a crocodile or a gator instead of that Nile monitor, I probably would. I don't think I'm allowed, and so that's the reason why I don't. But whatever. I'm just saying, if I could, I would. But I'm trying to fix the lighting here a little bit. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So, the Everglades are beautiful, fantastic. Basically, that's where I bought this hat, actually, because I realized, first off, the hat's cool, and it's like this is what reptile people wear. Also, I like the string, and it seemed convenient because it's I'm gonna be in Florida. There's gonna be a lot of sunshine. I need something to protect me from the sunshine, and it's got a string, so it's good for roller coasters. Anyway, the point is, I want to buy the hat, and I bought the hat. And we start, as you can see, it's just beautiful. We got a beautiful day. It was clear. The sky was one of my favorite things in Florida is the sky. It looks extremely blue. The clouds, they even look like the Pixar clouds. They're like, that can't be real. That's fake. It's real. They're there. They're fantastic. They're beautiful. And I'll just show you like a bunch of videos here. You get on a boat and they start taking you on this tour of the Everglades, and they telling you like, no, it's called like the Grassy River, and how it's actually like 5 miles wide, and it's like the biggest whatever, and it's like moving really slowly, but it's moving. And so you're going through this whole tour, and if you're into animal stuff and you're into nature and stuff like that, you'll probably enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed because you're out there, you're trying to spot animals. If you like birds, I've never been like a biggest bird guy, but I can appreciate a good bird. And so, but the scenery out there, man, it's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful natural beauty I've seen in a really long time. And let me just show you here, like my particularly favorite part of just like the natural stuff is how the water looked, and how the clouds looked in the water. Like I said, I was really into the clouds. I was really into the sky over there. I was shocked every day. I was like, how is it so freaking beautiful out here? And I have a video of it. Let me show you. Yeah, so you can see the clouds reflected on the water. Look at the beautiful water reflecting the clouds. It's almost, if the boat wasn't there, it would be almost like a mirror reflection. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. You're just speeding around, and then all of a sudden, you spot a gator. And when we spot a gator, everybody gets super excited. It's like, oh, look at that gator. And you're expecting it to stay away. The gators don't stay away. The gators get pretty close. So they spot you, and it turns out gators are kind of territorial. So what they do, they kind of just start getting close to you, and they're like, get the fuck out of my territory. And fortunately, you're in a boat, so they can't really do anything. But they're still they're puffing their chest. They're like, get the hell out of here. Like, I'm circling around. I'm big. I got teeth, and actually, I'm pretty sure that I got a gnarly shot of it showing its teeth. As you can see, like this was a big boy. This was the biggest boy we saw all day. Is they're called? I think they're called bulls. I don't know. That's it. I think the next video it's a better. I got a better close up. So, yeah. So the boat actually keeps kind of like circling around it, and the gator's just chasing you. It's just going after you. Look at him. Look at those eyes. Look at that beauty. And it's just, I know you can't tell from a video, but in person, it's looking at you. It's not looking at the camera. It's looking at you, and then it's looking at the driver, and there you go. You can see its teeth. It's wild, man. It's wild seeing like a gator that size in the wild that you're like, there's nothing really preventing me from preventing it from biting me other than this silly little boat. It's fun. So like I said, this was, to me, my favorite part of the trip. I could just show you videos of the gators all day because we saw quite a few of them. We saw a bunch of birds. I really wanted to put my hand in the water and the plants just because I wanted to see what's out in there. I really wanted to put my camera in the water. But I was like, this is a stupid idea. I know it's a stupid idea. I want to do it still. Fortunately, I'm not as stupid as I look sometimes. But we got some birds there. It was fun. Like I said, it's one of those things that I'm not even sure if I can explain what was awesome about it. Well, I guess I can. But I'd rather you see it. I'd rather you go there and experience it. It's one of those things that I'm like, yes, you definitely have to go. I could tell you all the things that I loved, everything that I saw and all that stuff, but you just have to go there. The camera doesn't do it justice. I don't do it justice. It's one of those places that you're like, this is so beautiful. You can just sit there and just admire the beauty. So I highly recommend it. To me, if you're in Florida, I highly recommend you go to the Everglades. I highly recommend you take that little boat tour, and you may be lucky and see some gators. Probably it's better in the summer because they're moving around because of the heat. But yeah. Fun times, fun experience. And after, like the whole boat trip and you're, seeing bugs and you're seeing birds and gators, we saw a snapping turtle. The snapping turtle was pretty cool. What else? We saw something else. Okay, then you take a little, they give you like a little show, like a presentation, and they take you to like a little stage. And you see a bunch of big-ass gators on like a little pool. Now, the pool looks yellow, but the reason why it looks yellow is because it's taking water from the river, and so the water is yellowish naturally. So that's why it's not dirty water. Anyway, and they gave us this show, about gators, and they explain why the gators are there. Those are troubled gators. Well, they're nuisance gators, and apparently the reason why they're called nuisance gators is because they're gators who ate people's pets or whatever. And so since now they associate humans with food, they can't be released into the wild, or they were caught at somebody's house, and so it's like, well, we can kill them or we can keep them here, and so they keep them there and they use them for educational purposes and to make a little bit of a show. This dude is probably the greatest job I've ever seen because he's a gator wrestler, and that's fantastic. And it's really funny, when we were deciding if we were going to go to the Everglades or not, I told my sibling, I was telling my siblings and my friends, because they were scared, like, oh, dude, we don't want to kind of go with the gators and stuff. I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. If you see somebody who's wearing a hat, it's not like a fedora, it's not a cowboy hat. I don't even know the name of the hat, but if you see somebody who's wearing a hat like this and who has a beard, we're perfectly safe. That dude knows what they're doing. And as you can see here in the video, that's exactly what this dude looks like. He's wearing that hat, he has the beard. As soon as we got there, I was like, that's the expert. That's the lizard man. He knows exactly what he's doing. Perfectly safe. And so, it's an interesting experience. These dudes apparently have a show. It's like a comedy thing. And also like he's wrestling a gator, and by that I mean like opening up the jaws and showing you the teeth. He explains how they grow. It's an educational experience. It's also like a bit of a comedy show because they're trying to get funding for their organization and stuff like that. And so it's really interesting. He does a thing where he puts his face in his mouth. This dude's got balls of steel. It's not what I'd say like a smart business. He also told us about some injuries, but it seems fun. Like, I would just love to play with a gator. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. But I'm not really allowed to, I think. Oh, here's the video of him putting his face in his mouth. Again, big-ass gator. Putting face in mouth. And the dude was just in a pool with a whole bunch of gators. But he explains why. And so, yeah. Madman, definitely. But I respect the hell out of him. And then we get a little bit of the slap. Boom. So, there you go. Fun times. Awesome experience. And so, I personally highly oh, there you go. We also saw an albino gator who they can't really survive in the wild that much. And we got to see a baby albino one, like a little one. You can see him right there. So, awesome experience. To me, that was the best part of this particular part of the trip. Just, going around seeing the natural beauty of the Everglades. I just want to close out in a video here of the Everglades so that you can see it in its full beauty. But highly recommend it. A lot of fun. It's safe. It's enjoyable. It's not that far from Miami. I mean, there's another part. Well, the other side of the park is on like further south in Florida. We went to the one near Miami. It was great. Highly recommend it. My favorite part of the area. Miami was a little bit off, but I'm guessing I don't know. We went at a bad time of the year, probably. I don't know. But that's it for this particular episode. For the next episode, like I said, we will be moving on to Orlando and to all the parks up there. So get ready for that next week. Well, what today is today? It's Wednesday. It's Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Wednesday. Anyway, so I'll be talking about the Orlando parks. I'm not sure I'm going to split those up yet. When I go through the material, I'll be like, I got a lot to say here, and then not so much. I'll probably recommend like this coaster was the best, this park was the best, this one not really worth your time, whatever, stuff like that. So hopefully you look forward to that. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario SDW and at Super Dario World, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. As always, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.